Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi everybody, it's Kat.
And
Hello everybody.
You're riding up the elevator all the way up to the 10th floor, and on the little music thing, the little speaker boxes up at the top of the elevator that try to keep you entertained for your ride up. They're singing happy birthday. Because it was my birthday the other day.
It was his birthday on Friday. Hang on just a second, okay?
Oh.
Hang on just a second.
Oh,
just a second, y'all.
Right.
Just a second.
We're hanging on for just a second.
Just a second.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Honestly, folks, I don't know what's happening here. This is a total surprise, but my mom has left the studio as she is rushing out into the hallway to grab something, anything. I don't know what it could be, but my mind is going crazy when it comes to speculation. Hey, Elegant, welcome. And thank you so much, Judy and Jacarius. Thank you. She's gone still, folks. Like I said. Oh, she played some music on her phone. Hey. I think there's some...
It's your birthday!
What?
Today it's your birthday!
It's a dance party here on the 10th floor, everybody. Thanks, Susan. Happy birthday to me, indeed. I'm ancient. I'm elderly, folks. Slowly, I continue to climb up to the demographic of our show.
You guys, Matthew's birthday was Friday. And this is him right here.
That's me.
That's just a little dude.
That's me. It's a little tiny squirt. I was like, what, 2, 3?
You're about
1.5
months old there.
I don't
You're
know how
about
old
18,
people
20 months old there. He's got a little shovel and a pail and Cookie Monster on his shirt. He's so dang cute.
And little did you know your son was going to grow up to be a true Cookie Monster.
That's true.
Just give me some cookies. I want to eat them. Like, that's why I'm so curious about Aiden's life, Elizabeth Kids Aiden, because he's baking all the time. I want an Aiden cookie. You remember when they had his confections out on the set tour?
Yes.
They had like little cakes and stuff. Of course, they weren't real or anything. They were all prop cakes, but that house is littered with sweets.
Yeah, and it was like super heavy. Do you remember that?
It was. It was hecka heavy. Yeah, it was made of like dense plastic. Elegant is asking for a close up of the little Cookie Monster there in the back.
Well, we could take it off the wall. Okay. Why not?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's 1 or 2 things that my mother is very proud of, and at the top of the list is probably her children. Well, there you go. Hey,
there he is. There's my little fat dude. There he is. Dude.
Oh, thank you very much, Daisy, for the birthday wishes. Jacarius, thank you for dancing along with us. The song was a total surprise. I didn't know that was happening. Judy, so you're a fellow Taurus, May 17th, huh? All right. Thank you very much, Chandra, for the happy birthday. You too, love Lissa. And yeah, it was a huge gift watching Brando be able to go totally alpha on Smoltz this week. That was one of the highlights of my week. Hey, Wendy, welcome to the show. Elegant, thank you for the kind compliments. I was a super sweet child. Chandra, thank you also. I was also a cutie pie. I was super sweet. I stole cookies, and I was a cutie pie. There was just, if you could have gobbled me up, I would have been very delicious, apparently.
Matthew didn't have to steal cookies. Everybody just gave them to him.
I definitely got more attention than Wiley. Wiley gets a lot of attention outside the room.
Yeah, and your mom don't go cheat on his dad while his birthday party's going on. I never did that.
Let's see. Oh, Judy, you're the same age as James Lott Jr., which is also age compatible with my mom. So you all are just one big happy generation together. It's really awesome. It really is awesome. And hello, Herman. Whoopee, he made it to the live. Got up in a guy's coffee so we can stay awake from this. Look at that. People going out of their way to be able to listen to the 10th floor today.
Welcome, everybody.
Wow. Well, gosh. don't know what to say, folks.
Do you feel special, Matthew?
I do. I feel incredibly special. You guys have made this day even more special than it was before. What a good weekend. What a good weekend to turn old. Hey, Mary, welcome to the show. Or is it Mari? Mary or Mari?
I am not old, so how can you possibly be?
It's just something you do when you're not really old, but you're getting older, as you start saying how old you are. I'm so elderly now. I mean, just stay off of my lawn. You know, that's just what you do.
That's
and then
true.
you get 60 and you're like, I'm still young. I'm going to get out there and party. Where's the saddle rack? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm a little crazy like that. It's true. There used to be a place in the Bay Area you guys called the Saddle Rack, and it was a country western bar. It was super fun. Oh my gosh, that bar
Mike
was
and Nina
fun.
would have loved it.
Yeah, it was super fun. That bar was super fun. And they had cages you could go dancing. You think Mama can't wait to dance in a cage?
Of course.
Oh, hell yeah, she did.
Of course she did. Of course she did. Of course.
And not like 20, 30 years ago either, like 5 years ago.
Yeah. You want to go see a grandma go embarrass herself? Hit the saddle rack.
Oh, great. I don't embarrass myself, okay?
She let loose.
This is what happened one time. What happened?
I dropped my microphone.
Oh, this is what happened one time, and I will never forget this because, yes, it boosted my ego big time, okay? So I used to go to Saddle Rack with my daughter and her friends. So my daughter's with me. She's about 25 at the time. And a couple of her girlfriends. And here comes up this dude, you know, he's coming up to us. He's going to ask one of us to dance. I certainly did not think it was going to be me. Because I was these 3 25-year-old hot chickies. He asked me, I was, what? And the girls were like, I didn't know if they wanted to congratulate me or beat my butt.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that with Carly and Jocelyn. Carly's single now, you know. I mean, she might be hanging out with Drew for a minute, but that's going to be it, you know. I mean, just hanging out. It feels so uncomfortable. You're Jason's brother. We can't do this, right? And then she's got to go find herself a young thing, right? Maybe this Dexter person that's joining the cast, right? And then they could both fall in love with him. I don't know. Some new dude is joining the cast. A character named Dex.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't like the name Dexter, but I like Dex. Dex is kind of sexy.
Herman is flirting with you hardcore in the chat today. He wants you to know that you look good, your hair is wonderful, and when you got it, you got it. So congrats out there at the Saddle Rack.
Well, thank you, y'all.
So my first gut wrench reaction at this Dex fella, and I guess you haven't seen a picture of him yet. It makes me think of Jax from the not Jasper Jax, but Jax from the motorcycle show.
Oh, from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, he was sexy. Yeah, Jax was sexy.
Yeah. So,
however, I think he needed to bathe a little more often.
Okay, well, I think this fella bathes. But when it just comes to like the young, like sandy, dark blonde hair and just kind of like a tough guy with like a, but I've probably got a heart of gold type of thing. You know what I mean? You know You know the type.
Well, I'm all for them. I don't know. I like the idea of new characters. But at the same time, though, she's just cast a little fat.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on the cast. I don't know, because on one hand, I get it. I understand. Oh, man, we want to see these people that are part of the show on the show. But then also on the other hand, when you have such a large cast and you have days where Amy comes in as the nurse or Felix is there helping something or, you know, one of these really minor characters come through, it just kind of adds another element of familiarity and like a real worldliness to the show. Because, you know, every once in a while we see Amy. Every once in a while we see her brother, you know? And that's true to life. You know, every once in a while I see this person.
Sure.
But, you know.
Sure. You mean, you don't have the same circle of people around you constantly, except for the folks you live with, of course, you know, and people you work with, possibly. Yeah, people come in and out of your little hemisphere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it has been a number of years since the last time, the fracking earthquake, killed off a couple of people. The bomb at the floating rib killed off a couple of people. So it's been a little while since we've had a little bit of a cast trim.
Yeah.
So, who knows what's going to happen, especially since Sunny's back. Sunny's back.
Yeah.
Sunny is back.
Sunny wasn't harmed very much this week.
No. So I'm wondering, so clearly, all right, folks, I don't know, like if you've been following the show, then you kind of get an idea of, the weeks that things happen. So about a month ago, we were at the convention, right? And they had all of these sets set up that we're currently watching all of these scenes on. And what really sold it for me is the Diane calls Carly or whatever from the Metro Court, but they didn't have the Metro Court set up, so they threw up some walls and had Diane do her scene in front of the walls. And I feel like we just watched that this week,
Yeah. We
So-
absolutely did. There was no question about it.
Right. So when Maurice Bernard was on the Q&A going, but Sonny's back, right? Sonny's back. It's going to be great. Sonny's back, right? Do you think he just came off of that trunk scene where he's like, here's Johnny,
Probably.
I feel like he was.
Probably. I think so too. Yep. But you're right though. This past week, it was obvious that they were filming what we saw in sets a month ago when we were there.
Yeah. So I think that they were filming what we're watching now, which to me is kind of neat because that has really like put me back on the set tour and made me think about, because like Finn and Elizabeth had their scenes in the house and, he's trying to get her to leave. You gotta go. You just gotta go stay with me, right? You gotta get out of here. Right. And then she's like, I can't. And that's because she's crazy. Like her mental illness is preventing her from moving in with Finn. Like there's no logical reason for her to not. Anna didn't care about the safety of Charlotte. Why does Elizabeth, right? Or not Charlotte, Scarlett. Or wait, what's her name? Violet. Wow, I didn't realize how many names ended in it.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
You need to come with me. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I can stay at the Metro Court. Any excuse but the next stage, staying the night at Finn's house, So her altar...
She could stay she could stay at so many places, not just Finn's. I mean, she has, she go stay with her grand. She can go, she could even go stay at Carly's, really. It used to be Sunny's, but she could actually she could stay at the Quartermain.
She could stay literally any place. And just her, really I can't stay with, she's so determined to not, even for one night, stay at Finn's place. Just makes me think that it's her loopiness that is preventing her from making that choice.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like she's in her own way. Like she's in her own Finn way. And I hope he's going to just be like, this is really hard. This is harder than dating Anna. I don't know if I can do this. And then you got to do the lip thing.
Yeah. I think Finn and Elizabeth are not going, well, they're not really together anyway. Have they ever hit the sheets? I
don't think so. Every time they get closer, some sort of Franco thing happens, which separates them further.
Right. So, I don't think Finn and Elizabeth are going to stay together. They may together. They're going to do a little dance for a little bit. They're going to dance for a little bit. But I don't think they're going to stay together. And I don't think that Ava and Nicholas are ultimately going to stay together either.
Oh no.
And there was a scene this past week to sow some seeds of Finn and Ava.
All right. So I got to talk about this because I got to ask you, Mother. I got to ask you because you're my encyclopedia, okay? You're the person that's been watching soap operas for decades and decades and decades, okay?
But unfortunately, about half the pages got pulled out of the encyclopedia.
it's having kids. It's what it is. It's the kids. The kids got to the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
All right, because I noticed that on Twitter, right, anytime two new actors share a scene together, Twitter goes insane with these people need to bone immediately, okay? Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I
That's true.
have, right? So Finn and Ava,
Yeah.
they have a scene at the nail salon, right? And people go to Twitter to go, "Oh my God, when are they gonna do it?" Right? And then they have things like Drew and Portia had a scene together, and they never had a scene together before. And Twitter explodes with, "I can't wait for these two to just get it on," right? And I would use much more dirty language if I wasn't trying to make money off of YouTube some days. Because that, like people just want them to F, right? Like just get in there and F. And I'm just wondering, is this normal? Is this how people watch soap operas, where they are just so excited for the next romance that they are constantly thinking about the chemistry that these actors have, or does this mean that they just don't like people's current pairings? What does it mean? What does it mean? Because they're always like, "Oh man, Drew and Portia had such amazing chemistry," but they don't like Drew and Carly. Finn and Ava really knocked it out of the park, but they don't like Ava and Nicholas, and they don't like Finn and Elizabeth. So are they just wanting something else, or are they desperate for all of these people to just constantly be boning each other? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, chat. What you think? We got a bunch of people right there in the chat that watch it. So what do they think?
I just want to know. I need to crawl into the mindset of these fans because I want to relate. I want to understand, And that makes me different than other podcasters because I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. I'm here to say why.
That's true, Matt. That is how you are. You're not going to say you just want to know, okay, what's your thought process?
Why do you not like this? Or why do you like this? Be specific. Yeah. Don't tell me just your emotional, "Oh, I do." But why? But I don't know. Most people aren't thinking about the why of a TV show as much as I am.
No, you really analyze and dissect things when it comes to television. You always have.
That's because I want to create it one day.
Even when you were a little squirt.
Even when I was a little guy like that. just a little fella. Just a little guy. Finn may be hot with Miss Wu, says Lovelissa. I don't know. People are ready for Miss Wu to have a boyfriend. That's for sure.
Well, man, I don't know if she's ever going to have a boyfriend. I don't know, because Miss Wu, Selena she a hard nut to crack. She got quite a shell. Mm-hmm. So if they give her a boyfriend, they're going to have to soften her, and I don't see that happening.
Unless she's just like one of those like domineering girlfriends, just totally controlling.
Yeah.
But then she finds somebody that likes it. Let's see here. Jukarius also noticed my notice on Twitter about how everybody just wants everybody to bone and be. Who cares about a love romance developing? Everybody has their pairings. That's true. Lovelissa looks for future chemistry. That's a good way. Always thinking about what could be next without being too trapped in what's going on right now. Hey, DeHevlin, welcome. And Herman misses actual romance. Do you think actual romance has gone away from soaps?
To a certain degree, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So you got Trina and Spencer. Would you call that a traditional soap romance that's heating up?
No.
Would you say it's better than what's been going on in the past? Are you really enjoying it? I guess is my main question.
Am I really enjoying it? Yes, I am really enjoying it. Yeah. What I really liked about the scene with Trina and Spencer in the gallery. Mm-hmm. Was a lot of the dialogue that he was saying to her was about Esme, but the way it made it sound like he was talking to her.
Yeah.
Like pretty soon you guys, Trina and yourself won't even have to.
Yeah. Soon you and Trina won't even have to see each other.
Yeah.
You'll never have to see each other again.
Yeah. But he means it and not the way that it's coming across.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's interesting dialogue. And there was a couple of examples of that too.
Yeah. Let's see. There's some people that don't like Sprina. There's some people that don't find it to be an interesting romance. So, I mean, that's a valid opinion. You know, see the thing with Sprina, right? It's like at some point it was obvious that they were gonna like come together, and then Esme things started happening, and then Trina and Spencer have gotten so far apart from each other because of Esme that people are stressed out and giving up. But I think that's the point, right? Because here's what we get. When Trina and Rory continue to fall for each other, right? We now get Trina empowered, okay? Because right now, all you people who like Sprina are really wanting Trina to be with this horrible liar who has never been honest with her and has, kind of used her to as like his own little like secret Viagra to a degree.
It's true, huh?
But like has done nothing for her yet. You know what I mean? So all of these people who want them together right now, like Spencer has not earned Trina.
He sure has not.
Like you might want to see them together. You can see the potential in Spencer and how he could earn her and how wonderful that pairing and connection would be for a couple of characters that you enjoy. But as it stands right now, Spencer does not deserve Trina. Does not deserve her attention, does not deserve her smooches, nothing. So he's got a lot of work to do before I am okay with Trina being with him. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. He's not worthy currently.
He's not currently worthy. Exactly. Now, Rory, on the other hand, now I wrote this down. Spencer and Rory are opposites, okay?
Yes,
and they really set that up at the gallery this week.
Yeah.
Rory, I don't know nothing about art, man, but how does this make me feel? Well, I mean, the lights and darks, I mean, they sound pretty cool. I'll work on the Rory impression, right? And then she's like explaining it to him. Oh, well, this artist uses this, that, or the other thing. How does it make you feel? I'm teaching you about art. And then Spencer comes in and he's all like, he takes his silver spoon out of his mouth. And, and he's like, oh, well, if you're so interested in the lights and darks, it's called contrast, my little friend. Just wait until you hear about this other thing. Right? Also,
I'm so refined.
I know so much about art and you know nothing. And then on top of that as well,
you must be a townie.
And then you got Spencer, who is a habitual rule breaker and constantly makes Trina lie for him so he stays out of trouble. Don't tell anybody I'm really Spencer. Don't tell anybody you met this boy named Victor. Don't tell anybody I broke out of jail and visited my mama at her gravesite. While Rory, on the other hand, is so honest and too honest. And my commissioner told me to arrest everyone that did wrong.
Yeah.
Don't you think you're reading a little too much into that, Officer Cabrera? I'm just trying to do my job. I'm such an honest person that I can't not do what I'm told.
Right.
Polar opposites from one another.
Oh, yeah.
Polar opposites.
Yeah. If they give the Rory a family eventually, I don't think they will be, they won't be a rich family. I don't think so.
No. They're
going to be more ordinary, more, true to life.
Yeah. So, let's see here. What does Chad have to say about Rory and Trina? All team Rory and Trina after that scene in the gallery. Mari, is it Mari or Mary? Mari. Let me know. Chase and Brooklyn are also good romantic pairings, says Herman. Now that's the next topic I wanted to talk about. How Chase really wants to kiss this woman and just doesn't have the opportunity.
I know. They get like their lips this close together all the time.
Yeah. Let's see. Herman definitely does not want Sprina together right now. Sprina's got a lot of work to do. Luke forced himself on Laura, and Gloria Monty turned that into a romance. I'm glad they addressed that as right. Wow, that was a departure that I wasn't even talking about. How interesting. I wonder what Chad has been talking about that I've missed. It's Marie. Okay. All right. Oh, there are actually a couple of Team Carly and Drew in there. Some Crew fans in the chat. Hey, honestly, I think that the biggest thing that's in the way of Crew right now is the fact that they just haven't had a lot of time together.
Yeah.
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 And I think people are kind of anti-Carly, so.
You know what could happen? I mean, he'd have to not be with Sasha, but we saw ourselves a Stone Cold this week.
You talking about Brando?
Yep.
Yeah.
We saw he at that elevator with that little Smoltz.
Yeah.
He was stone cold.
I mean, so yes. Hello, Ethel from Pennsylvania. Hello. Well, hello back from California. My goodness gracious. Okay, so Crew's gonna make a great Christmas photo. They're gorgeous together. It's true. So what? What were you talking about? Brando. Okay, Brando and Stone Cold moment. So yes, awesome, absolutely great. Like he's clearly stepping up to be the new Jason, right?
He is the new Jason. It's just a matter of time. He's gonna be the enforcer.
But here's the thing, though. All right, how do we still keep Brando as Brando without him actually becoming just Jason? Is it having more emotionality? Is it eventually coming to regret maybe some of the choices that you have to make as a hitman? Like, how do we differentiate Brando from Jason? That's my concern.
Well, I think his stone cold moments will be stone cold-ish, but when he's not being the enforcer and he's being Brando, I think he'll be very different than Jason and not so shut down.
See, the thing is, and I've gotta agree with Chandra here in the chat, okay? Because she says Brando scared me a bit. I was kind of scared by Brando too, and I cannot recall being scared by Jason. You know, like Jason will put together a gun, right? And I'll be like, "Ooh, he's ready to go shoot somebody," right? But I have never been like when he's like in the eyes of somebody threatening them. You'll never be able to write another article again. The First Amendment isn't going to protect you from me. I did not get the same like, oh my God, from Jason that I did from Brando. So I've got to say 10 stars, not just 5, but 10 stars for that.
Yeah, I thought it was awfully good, and maybe the reason why it was a little like a little more scary, a little more off-putting, is because it was so different.
It was, and it's because oh gosh.
Yeah, it's so different than the Brando we've been seeing all these months.
He's such a good guy. And I don't know, man.
I thought Smoltz was going to pee himself right there.
Right, and then the dude who plays him, David something or other, he found us on Twitter, which was great. Because I just tweeted out, oh man, I was like, great work from Brando, you know, like it was intense. And this actor, I'll look it up later. I don't have it in front of me right now. Sorry, just go to Twitter at 10thFloorGH. And find it. But he replied to it. Yeah, what a great moment. Johnny Walker really knocked it out of the park. And then I tweeted, no scoop for you, for him,
right?
kind of like a Seinfeld no soup for you. And he laughed and had a great time. But the main thing though that I wanted to say is this person that plays Smoltz either is a great marketer, like wonderful at marketing himself, by sucking up to his scene partner who took all the attention in that scene, right? By being like, wow, what a performance in this scene that I was in. You should go watch it. What a great performance, because I was in this scene too. You should go watch it. Like, that's great marketing. Or he was just such a big fan of the moment and what Johnny Wachter was able to bring out in that he just can't help but praise the man. And I'm all for both.
I thought it was good. Yeah. Boy, and he scampered away, didn't he? He almost running.
Oh, yeah, he was gone. And then the other dude, the photographer guy that, brought out the best in Sasha that I've seen in the last couple of months. Like, I am all, like... So I felt like Smoltz was missing something, okay? Because he'd come on and I'd be like, what a freaking dork, right? Like, oh, wow, I'm just a wow. Reminds me of my friend William. And I was just, there was like, this guy, like, is what I constantly want to say to Smoltz, which is what they want you to say, of course.
Absolutely.
But also at the same time, I'm like, ugh.
Well, if he wouldn't have been, what did he call Sasha?
The collision of collision of deception or something.
Yeah. Well, if he wouldn't have popped off with that with his smart mouth, Brando, that's what set Brando off right there. Well, when he said that, that set him off.
Yeah, absolutely. Should not have. Look, your door opened and I looked at mine. Isn't that wild? The face of collision. That's what it is. Not the face.
Yeah, the face.
The face of collision.
The face of collision. Yeah.
But my whole point is Smoltz was missing something, and that something is a partner in crime. And this photographer dude was the perfect, I think, associate for Smoltz to be involved in. And I kind of look forward to their press antics in the future now, just because I think that the element of the two of them together makes it better than just Smoltz running around. Because you could.
So you don't want Smoltz to go away then?
I don't necessarily want Smoltz to go away, no, but you know, I don't also necessarily want to see him on every episode. You know?
No. But you want to see more antics, though.
Yeah, I'm all for him stirring the pot.
You don't want him to be currently chased away and scared and
gone.
gone.
Just be chased away. I don't even necessarily think that he needs a story of his own. You know what I mean? He doesn't need a romance or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or anything like that. But I enjoy the wrenches that he throws into the story so far.
Yeah. ES10 sure is
keep
good and antagonistic.
So long as we have these characters running media empires and being the editor-in-chiefs of newspapers, we've got to have some reporters too, okay? The only reporter they have, they stuck in a coma a couple of years ago. It was Lulu.
Oh, that's right. She was. Oh, she was. I guess I forgot she was a reporter because she sucked at it so much. Oh no.
Well, if there's one thing that you can learn from Port Charles, General Hospital in Port Charles, is that it does not take any sort of skill, education, or experience to get into the media. You can become a reporter if you just want to. You can become a editor-in-chief if you just want to. You don't have to go to college for this anymore. You don't have to work your way up. All you got to do is just say, I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, and you can take a course on being a doctor. Speedy courses.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. So
unless your name's Epiphany.
Well, Tiffany's great. But back to Brando though, as new Jason or current Brando, you know, whatever it is you want to call it. Because I don't want to start talking about Brando as if he's just Jason's replacement, you know, because I think that takes away from who Brando is.
Oh, I agree.
Because he's not just Jason's replacement.
No, there's I think there's more layers to Brando than that.
Yeah.
And I still want to see the layers, like you said.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. And I think he might have more of a heart than Jason Morgan had. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Well, he's got the Wactor factor.
Oh, I like that Wactor factor.
Good job, Loveless. Loveless is the comedian of the chat, okay? Like, I used to think I was funny, but now I just steal all her punchlines. So, you know, because like Brando doesn't like Michael, while Jason really liked Michael. So there's one thing, right? Because Brando this week was all like, you don't know anything about hard work in life, and you just went from one cush life to the other, from the Quartermains to the Corinthoses to the Quartermains to the Corinthos, right? So, I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong.
Michael has never had to work a day in his life, and I know there's going to be people out there going, "Oh, well, he's the best CEO ELQ has ever had." Like, was he really? Was he?
I don't know.
And if he was, I need everybody to also understand that this is a friggin' TV show, and Valentine is the current best CEO that ELQ has ever had. Every CEO is the best CEO that ELQ has ever had.
I have to agree with you on the Valentine, though. But at the same time, though, you know, this is not, General Hospital is not like Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless is you know, where they are very business oriented. Business oriented, you know, with the Newman Enterprises and all that. So they circle around it a lot more, have a lot more scenes at work, have a lot more stuff within the business. Yeah. Where General Hospital really doesn't show our characters working at work.
Yeah, and I think that might be something that General Hospital is kind of struggling with a little bit right now. Let's just be honest here. because All My Children, it was about the families, right? It was about
Yes.
the Gaines versus the Chandlers versus the Santoses versus family. All My Children makes perfect sense. Young and the Restless, very much about business, right? And then Days of Our
Yes.
Lives, which is just about like being as melodramatic soap as you possibly can, like almost the sitcom soap is what Days of Our Lives is, right? From my understanding, I don't really watch it. Bold and the Beautiful, I don't know jack about Bold and the Beautiful. I couldn't use this as a comparison. And General Hospital used to be the adventure show. You had the business show, the family show, the adventure show. In
And
General,
in the early years of General Hospital, it was pretty much just the hospital.
right. So it was just the hospital, and then in the '90s they made it the adventure show.
Yeah. The
Late 80s,
Asian.
early 90s, Frisco and
Yep.
Felicia and Anna and Robert and all them. Late 80s into the early 90s, Luke going on all these adventures.
Luke and
Adventure,
Laura.
adventure, adventure. All these on
Frisco,
locations.
Felicia.
Blow up a boat in the harbor. Let's go to this tropical island and shoot on location. Like, that's what GH was. And GH hasn't been able to do that because if they did, they wouldn't be on the air anymore because they don't have the money for it.
No, they don't get to do that kind of stuff anymore. And like the coolest thing they've done as far as that goes is just I a lot of people thought it was cheesy, but I thought the MetroCorp pool set was awesome.
Yeah,
I
thought so too.
And that's what. I mean, that's what they call spending money nowadays.
Right.
How cool of a set can we make?
3-foot deep pool.
How cool of a set can we make? How good of a set can we make? But
hey, we've got a little bit of extra money in the budget. Let's put up a nail salon. I get it. You're limited, and Frank Valentini does an amazing job dancing with the little bit of money that they have in order to do as much as they can and try to tell an adventure story off of $5, which they had, $20 before. Now they have $5 for it.
Yes.
But my whole point is I have trouble right now classifying GH as a type of soap, Like I can classify Days, I can classify Young and the Restless. I can't classify General Hospital. It's because it's about the families, and it's also about business, and it's also about the hospital, and it's also about adventure. And I think that they need to pick more of a singular lane.
You think so?
And I think we need more stuff in the hospital itself. Honestly, I do. What? When was the last doctor rivalry? When was the last new doctor coming in going, I'm gonna show TJ what a real doctor's like? Or what about an old guy being like, oh, look at this young upstart, let's hold him back? Like, what about some doctor drama? Yeah?
Yeah.
We haven't had any doctor drama in a minute.
No, but I think the last couple of examples of doctor drama in the last couple of years is, there was the killer guy, right? Guy that killed people. Who did he kill? Who did he kill?
Some sort of Dr. Kevorkian?
Well, he killed people. He wasn't. Oh, crap.
Was it Carly's real dad?
That was a page in the encyclopedia.
Bergie. Was it Edward Bergie? What was his name? He was on another one of the shows, right? He played Ashland?
Yes.
Richard Bergie or something?
Yes.
Yeah. He was a killer.
And then the other thing that we saw in the hospital was the harassment storyline where
the Nell?
Yeah, and the guy from One Life to Live played the character. Max.
Oh, gosh. See, I don't even remember.
Where he was harassing somebody. He was harassing Kiki.
Oh yeah. Yes, I do remember that now because she was gone. She was finally like going to be a doctor, and she was on like her rotations and stuff. And he's like, "I'm going to take you under my wing if you do me." Yeah. See, look, Chandra just said there was Kiki's sexual harassment storyline. It's like, sir, maybe if you come sit on my lap, little lady, I'll give you an A.
Yeah, he was a creeper, wasn't he?
Yeah. Susan says there really hasn't been any hospital drama since Obrecht left.
Yeah.
Obrecht's
going to be on next week, it looks like. I saw her in the highlight.
Daisy said, someone said they can't show Finn solving a medical mystery when COVID is around. Daisy, I said that. I have no factual basis for this, but I would assume that I'm not going to write about someone who can solve mysterious diseases when there's a terrible disease that's still affecting the world at large.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, Finn does have to go and be Detective McBain for a little while because he really can't do his what is it, virology, like
he's an infectious disease doctor.
Infectious disease expert, right? And we've got, infectious disease on our mind every day when we leave our front door and throw a piece of cotton over our face. So yeah, you really can't have Finn be Finn.
If they're going to have him do something like that, they have to it needs to be ridiculous, like, Roxy DNA or something.
Right. Zmargda, they did the Chase poison storyline, yes, but we knew that Chase was poisoned from the very beginning. He was never trying to figure out the origin of a mysterious disease, which is paralyzing his son/little brother. So, I mean, there's just little differences. So he can still doctor, but he can't really be an infectious disease expert right now.
Not really. Not really.
T-Cherie, you haven't even seen a day of Dex yet. How can you say Dex and Joss all day long? Come on, T-Cherie. You're just trying to get attention in this chat room. I know it. I'm calling you out.
Well, maybe she's just basing on that by what he looks like.
Maybe. Well, he's supposed to be positioned.
Maybe she thinks they're just going to look awesome on the screen together.
Maybe. He's supposed to be asking Sonny for a job, so, of course, there's a potential there. However, Joss don't want nothing to do with Sonny right now.
No, she's mad as hell at Sonny. Everybody is.
Can't think of the actor, but he played Max Holden on One Life to Live. There you go.
Yeah. Sure enough.
Yeah. We did have some drama with Cyrus at the hospital. That's true.
That's true. Lots of drama with Cyrus at the hospital.
Victorious Josie, first contribution to the chat that I have been able to see live on the air. That was Dylan Quartermain's father who was the serial killer.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember now. See? Oh, thanks for getting that piece of that page from the encyclopedia out of the garbage for me. Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh. He killed Sabrina. Let's see. Dex is the type of guy Britt described to Brad. See, this is so fun because we don't know nothing about Dex. And we're going crazy off of speculation just like we did with Mr. Rory.
Yes.
But we wound up kind of being right about Rory. Rorina forever. Forever on a soap? Even Sonny and Carly didn't last forever. Even
Rorina, I like that name.
Even Adam Chandler and what's her name, Brooke, didn't last forever. Come on.
No.
So much adventure on GH back in the day. Days is the USA answer to a telenovela. Hey.
Well, that's true, because it is very melodramatic. Yeah.
I think Brando just realized that Michael may have had a rough life, but he's always had a support system. Brando had Gladys, who said she was dead. So yeah, there's a big difference. Michael does have a huge support system. He's never been able to fail on his own. He's never had a time where somebody didn't pick him back up. Even from the moment he was born, he had people fighting for the chance to raise him. So yeah, definitely good perspective there.
That's true.
And Brando had Gladys. And Gladys has done a lot of growing in the last couple of years. But before, she was like, Sonny, give me some money.
Yeah, well, you could see this week, and I know you love yourself some Gladys, Matt.
I do.
I thought she was great this week, and they really, you can see that she does care and love Sasha.
Oh, very much so.
Very much. And I thought it was awesome that she took charge and stole that chip.
She did. Now she's going to look at it and go, oh my God, she's on drugs.
Yeah, she is. And she'll understand why she flipped out so bad about being photographed.
Yeah. So she's going to see those pills.
So upset.
And I'm all for it. I'm all for Gladys fighting out before Brando and doing her best to try to help one little Miss Sasha. I was really hoping that Gladys was going to be able to use her street smarts to figure it out on her own, but I'm okay with her figuring it out because of a picture.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
wanted
you know,
Gladys to just be able to
like,
use that. I've been poor and seeing people on meth rare. I just wanted her to be able to use those kind of superpowers, but guess
yeah.
not.
Well, still in that chip out of the camera was very mama bearish. I
It
liked it.
very much was. It very much was. And then we
Very
got
much.
our Princess Diana moment.
I didn't understand that reference.
Princess Diana got in a car accident because paparazzi was flashing a bunch of lights in her rear view mirror.
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You're right. She was being chased by paparazzi.
I mean, her driver was also drunk, so that had a lot to do with it. But but yeah. And then there was the whole government conspiracy to get rid of her, which was the main reason why she died. So,
Come on.
Oh, that was funny, man. Wasn't Brando a drug addict? Brando was not a drug addict. But GH is so hellbent on making Sprina in-game. No, they're not. What are you talking? What? Cite some evidence, please, T-Sheree. Harmony. Shake my head. Oh, Harmony. Crazy Harmony.
We're going to get to Harmony. Holy
Crazy Harmony. Crazy Harmony. Oh boy. See, last week I asked, can we call her Crazy Harmony yet? And the answer this week is yes.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh gosh, yes. But I don't think she's going to stick around very long for us to see very many more antics of craziness. Don't you think she's probably going to die?
I don't think she's going to die from the car accident.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, she might. I don't know. I guess it depends on what story they want to tell. All the information is out. So I guess it depends on if they want to have that Harmony and Willow have their talk moment, or if they want to take that moment away from Willow for drama. I don't know.
I don't know. I do. You know what, though? I think this week was the first time I really felt some real sympathy for Willow. I did.
What? Sympathy for Snow White?
Sympathy for Snow White.
Oh, my life. Oh, did my mother jump out in front of the car? I feel as though she might be trying to harm herself.
Harmony's trying to harm herself.
Why? You don't think that she might have done this on purpose, do you? She was running away from Alexis and Carly.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's going to find out this coming week. Carly's going to tell her. Well, but you know what might happen, though? Maybe Carly was in the chapel at the hospital, but maybe they're not going to have an opportunity because someone's going to come down to get Harmony, get Willow, because there's been an update on her mom and she needs to go upstairs. So maybe that scene will be preempted because someone's going to come in and pull her out of there, and Carly won't have a chance to tell her.
We'll see.
Carly will tell her, though. She has to. And you know what they said about the fact that, well, there's no good time to tell her is the truth.
So what do you start with? What do you start with, Ma? Do you start with Harmony killed the Byrne brothers? Or do you start with Harmony kidnapped you as a baby and then killed the Byrne brothers? Which one do you start with? Because Carly knows that Willow is not Harmony's, but Carly does not know that Willow is Nina's.
No, she does not. No, she doesn't know that.
Yeah. She knows that Harmony owed something to Nina, but that's the extent of it. She doesn't know really what that connection is. So what do you start with? Do you start with your mama ain't your mama, or do you start with your mama's a murderer?
Gosh. Which one would you start with?
I think that I would start with your mama ain't your mama, and she's a murderer.
Yeah.
Because I think that would soften the murderer blow.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, chat seems to say they think your mama's a murderer and she ain't your mama. It's the better way to go. Okay.
I got some bad news for you. Your mama is a murderer. I got some good news for you. She ain't your mama.
So we found out that Lorraine Miller killed Neil Byrne and Brendan Byrne, but we also want you to know that Lorraine Miller is not your mother. She's not the mama.
Yeah. Not the mama.
Not the mama. Not the mama. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, boy.
Can't stand Willow. She now looks like the princess of the land.
Oh, because she is. She married into royalty, you know.
I just had a thought. Harmony and Willow are the live version of Mother Gothel and Rapunzel, Disney's Tangled. I don't know. Does Willow have magic hair that brings eternal youth and life? Because if that's the case, you might be onto something, Chandra. You might be onto something.
Maybe.
Oh gosh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare, and wow, did Harmony's life fall apart in seconds.
Man, it unraveled faster than someone that made a big old crochet accident.
Yeah, her whole thing just like she killed Neil Byrne a while ago and was able to like cool, smooth, nobody found out. Everyone thinks he was on drugs and I'm going away. Hey,
I
right?
think Harmony just like does something like that, does dastardly things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's really was, she didn't, no one else knew. I think she just kind of like tries to put it like in her subconscious, like she tries not to even recall that it happened. You know?
Yeah. So,
Man.
I mean, it's so like Harmony definitely killed Willow's dad. See, that's why Harmony can't be dead, okay? Because we need to get that information out as well. And also, Inga Cardinal, okay? Come to our show, please, Inga.
Oh my
Call
God.
us immediately. We need to talk to you.
I would love to talk to her.
Oh my freaking Lord. What do I say? What do I say on the Twitter a lot? I say holy smokes a lot. And I say, oh, holy night a lot. Okay? Because holy smokes and oh, holy night. Oh, wow. W-O-W, Inga.
She was so good, wasn't she?
Just so good. We can't lose her. Okay?
Yes.
So Robin Mattson, who played Heather Weber, as far as I understand, she's retired. She ain't coming back. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan is nuts, but a very specific nuts.
Well, he's psychopathic.
He's
nuts.
psychopathic, but not fun crazy.
Right.
Like Heather Weber or Janet from Another Planet or Lorraine Miller.
Yeah.
Okay?
Whew.
We need Harmony to stick around and be the new Heather Weber. Okay? Someone who just sneaks out of the loony bin and just does wild things.
Well, they might survive. She might survive and wind up being criminally insane and being, you know, maybe she will wind up being in the loony bin. Maybe.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Because she's going to break down. She's going to be like, for my daughter. I have to do it for my daughter. I birthed her. I birthed my own daughter from my own loins. Willow's mine. Willow's always been mine. Willow, you're my daughter, right? You remember me being your mother, don't you?
You love me?
You love me, right? Tell me you love me. We need this. We need this on our
Yeah,
show.
it would be good, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah,
so
Inga was so good this week. She was so good at being crazy, so good at being desperate, so good at being just like at the end of a rope, I don't know what to do, crazy. Oh my goodness.
Mama, I gotta say, we got a quick departure here because we got enough people now tagging us in the chat to make sure that I could notice their contribution to the show. That I just need to start charging people for that special thing where you pay $5 and then your whole thing is highlighted and I can make sure I read it. That's coming now, folks, because you really want me to see your chat contributions. I'm going to make it pay for them. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. Chandra says Harmony is the new Heather. Heather had LSD and Harmony has whatever's in the syringe. What is in the syringe? That's a good question. That's a good question.
they boy, they didn't look at Laura. They didn't look at Carly very long. Boy, they just let her look. Oh, you're okay. But she was drunk.
I mean, she got over it. It must be a temporary sedative because once she started to come out of it, she came out of it very quickly. Like she was like, and like kind of weakly hitting the thing. But like once she kind of got on the other end of it, she was just right back up and ready to fight. So
she jumped Harmony.
Yeah, so I mean, it must not have been a very strong tranquilizer, just kind of enough to get it to, Lorraine's bluff or whatever it is we're going to call the thing now, because she constantly wants to chuck people off the cliff.
She sure does.
We can't call it Oscar's cliff anymore. I think Harmony's claimed it for herself.
Yeah, that's Harmony's cliff, huh? It was so fun to watch, wasn't it, you guys?
It was
fun to watch.
She's so good at wielding that supersized syringe, says Susan.
Yeah.
It is true. It's a turkey baster with a needle on it.
It is. It's that same thing. When, like, I always use Tony's injector at Thanksgiving, and there's a syringe on the side of the bottle when you buy it. Yeah. It's the same damn thing. My gosh. The needle on that thing was like, I don't know.
It was like an epidural needle.
Like the size of this right here, that needle was big. Holy smoke. I mean, my God, you could have punched a new hole in a belt in that.
Oh God. Ooh, I can't stop praising though Inga Cardinal enough. I mean, I know it's goofy comic with the giant syringe and the fact that I guess she stole these drugs from the prison. Like that's my guess, like where else is she going to get them from?
Yeah, probably from the prison because she was some kind of a nurse there, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she has nursing experience. They've talked about that in the past.
Right.
But she I guess she was sort of a nurse / caretaker / non-medical observatory personnel. I don't know exactly what to call her. But I would say she stole the tranquilizer from the jail.
I thought of something. There's a little hole in the story a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Phyllis was taking care of Nina when she was pregnant, right?
Yes.
She was in a coma. If she was taking care of Nina, how could she not know there's 2 babies in there?
She wasn't in charge of Nina's care. A nurse that is just there to make sure somebody isn't getting a bed sore and their bedpan is changed and they know they're pregnant might not necessarily be granted all of the details of here's the sonogram or anything like that. Yeah, you have a pregnant person that you're caring for.
It just seems to me that if you're a nurse caring for someone and they have twins, even if you're not the one, I don't know, it just seems to me like just from being there, you would know.
I don't know. Plus, Madeline Reeves was desperately crazy and maybe doctored some sort of paperwork, so it only said 1 baby while she was planning on doing something with both. I don't know. That's a gap I can't necessarily fill in with a lot of great logic. I could just say that she doesn't know because she didn't. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I can't think that every single nurse that has come through anybody I know that have been sick in the hospital has known specifically every single thing about their medical history, No,
but she was laying there the entire pregnancy.
Yeah, but it's not like Phyllis was sitting there at bedside reading her Charles Dickens.
We don't know that. Maybe she was.
I'm just not sure that Phyllis was her main nurse. I think that she worked at the facility and was the person that gave this baby to someone else, but I'm not necessarily sure that she was like completely privy to every single thing. But I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, all kinds of people seem to have worked for this Crichton Clark that we never knew about, Like, apparently Britt still has some sort of connection to it that Ms. Wu was going to be, I know it happened in 2016.
Yeah.
Sometimes the second baby doesn't show up on the sonogram, says Daisy.
Well, that's true. But she must have been laying there in that bed with an awfully big tummy. 2 babies in there.
Well, yeah. Plus, soap opera. How like it's a soap.
Yeah.
how is
That's the truth.
you know how is Billy Miller actually Steve Burton? You know, like just he's not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Victor had something to do with the clinic. Where's
Speaking
Victor
of Steve
been?
Burton,
Yeah.
Speaking of Steve Burton,
Speaking
he's
of Steve
supposed to
Burton,
be on that. He's going to be on that little spinoff.
he is. He's going to be on the Days of Our Lives Peacock thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, the Salem thing.
Or is it
called
Days Beyond Salem, the Paramount Plus? I don't know nothing about the other soaps. I just don't.
It is a spinoff of Days
Right.
Beyond.
Is that
Salem.
where
Yeah.
was he Dylan McAvoy on that one?
No, he's Dylan McAvoy.
So
on
he
Young
so he's
Justice.
never done Days of Our Lives from our understanding.
I don't think so.
Beyond Salem
Maybe.
is the name of the program. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly they don't have a vaccination requirement.
Clearly.
Okay, it's on Peacock. Okay. NBC.
I'm going to watch it. I don't know anything about the story, but
You're
I'm
gonna watch it because you're that big of a Steve Burton fan still, huh?
I like Steve Burton. I do.
Hmm.
No,
Right.
I like Steve Burton. I don't agree with what he did. I
Right.
personally don't agree,
Right.
but you know what? It doesn't matter. Bradford Anderson didn't agree with what he did either.
Yeah,
But
well,
it's a
but
personal
Bradford
personal-
understands where his paychecks come from.
You know, I do believe I don't agree with him. However, everybody has to make up their own mind what they're going to do.
So,
But-
okay, chat says that Steve Burton was on Days of Our Lives before he was on General Hospital. So, just for my clarification, this was when he was a teenager before he originated the role of Jason? Or before Jason grew up in college or whatever the story was. He was sent to boarding school, came back wearing reindeer sweaters.
Yeah.
Okay, is he
But he went on
is he
very
re
long, though, right?
like fill us in with Steve Burton's history on Days of Our Lives? Yes, he was a teen. So does that mean on this thing he's going to be replaying that same character he did when he was like 13 years old? He played a high schooler. Okay, yes, as a teen.
I don't know. I haven't read anywhere what his character's name is or anything. So
But
Who
but the
knows
spin-off thing though is about specific characters or specific families, right? Like how I was like a couple of months ago, I'm like, GH should do 10 minutes on Hulu of just, what Aiden is up to, or Alexis as a teacher, those types of things. So is this, you don't know, chat might know though. Matt, Cat, and Chat.
that's pretty cool.
Matt, Cat, in the chat.
Let
Let me know. He played Harris, a guy involved with Eve. To be honest, I miss Jason. At the same time, I'm glad the writers wouldn't ruin him. I guess that means that since he's not on the show, he can't be ruined. But that's not necessarily true, because they could say in 1992, Jason did something crazy. Hello, everyone. I'm late. It's okay, Sandy. You can catch the replay. You can also join us on Twitter. And hey, while you're here, hit the thumbs up button. Hit that button for me. Hit that button. The writers already ruined Jason. Oh my goodness gracious, people. We're moving on. Where's Sasha's Emmy? Okay, that's what I want to know. Where's Sasha's Emmy?
Well, she might get one.
So they're announcing the daytime Emmys next week. Actually, you and me, Mother, are going to be live on Wednesday, the day before they announce the Emmy nominees.
Oh, yeah.
Which is slightly unfortunate, because it would be really cool to be able to cover the Emmy nominees.
Yeah, it would.
But that's okay. We'll be able to get it next time. Or I can do a special. I don't know. We'll see.
You could.
Speaking of Jason, do we think what Britt did with her dad, that Miss Wu is holding something to do with Drew or Jason? Maybe. I mean, I think so. The question is basically, was Britt involved with the memory swap stuff and keeping Jason in Switzerland or whatever he was as patient 6?
Oh. Well, that when she was with her dad for a spell of time, they took off together.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
Britt and Faison took off together, and during that time, she was with her dad. So she holding something over her head that's
She
got to
did
do with
something that Britt's not proud of.
chances are it's not something she wanted to do, but something her dad made her do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All you got to do is just read one of those Faison books. The answers are in there.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, probably is holding something over her head regarding, maybe not specifically you did this to Jason Morgan, but holding something over her head that was associated with the insanity of that time, which was holding Jason Morgan captive. And
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Though
Yeah.
Peter did it and Faison didn't know, so maybe not. I don't
Maybe
know. See, we got to find out. What we got to do is we got to have Britt like defy some Miss Wu, so Miss Wu can be like, "I told you what would happen if you didn't listen to me, Britt."
She's desperate wanting to get rid of her, right?
And what I still what I still want to know, what is going on with this whole Brad situation? Okay.
Yeah, I really wanted more Brad in that whole card game thing. I wanted him there doing something. He really wasn't.
We were just doing cards, right? Just dealing cards.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, but
why? See, my thing is why Brad specifically? Is it just because he's a body that's easily able to be controlled, or does Ms. Wu, Selena Wu, know something or see something in him that we know nothing about?
I think he's just he's just a safe little soldier.
Just, I know that you're capable of doing all kinds of terrible things for the right reason, Brad. And the right reason is because I've told you.
I'm telling you, Ma, I really need an Ava Ms. Wu scene where they just Eartha Kitt each other to death. I really need this.
It would be pretty cool.
I need Ava to just lay down the law and let you know what's going on, sip a martini, and for Miss Wu to be like, I don't think you quite understand exactly what's happening here, Ava.
Like, I need it.
You need it. You might get it.
Oh, gosh. Chandra thinks that Brad is Ms. Wu's son. I mean, maybe, probably, but why? Like, what? Why? Other than you're my kid. Why, though? Why? That's all. I just want to know why.
Well, maybe we'll find out why if it divulges.
Yeah.
We'll find out why.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my God.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Finola Hughes on her summer vacation yet? Because she hasn't been on in a long time.
She has not been on, no.
Because Valentine was off running, James Patrick Stewart was off doing his TV show, his Disney show, right? Which I think is done because they released commercials for it now. And then...
Yeah, and remember he said at the convention they picked up 20 more episodes?
Yeah. But I don't know when that's going to be filmed.
And he's going to have more departure from General Hospital for that then.
Right. So are we at a point right now where they both are unavailable, and so we've just kind of put those characters away for a minute? Because like Valentine, other than being Francois Olivier, has done nothing. And then there was some stuff last week, I guess, with like some sort of kiss or not kiss. I don't know. I think it was on one of the days I missed. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think Finola Hughes is on her summer vacation, y'all. I think we're gonna have to put Valentine and Anna on ice for a couple of months.
Maybe, huh? She does appear to be missing.
Yeah, her last scene was the kiss with Valentine, and then I also saw something about Victor not being on as well. Like he's on a temporary. Did Victor leave town? See, I needed to watch all of last week, is what it came down to, and I didn't.
I don't believe that Victor left town. I don't think so.
Okay.
Did he, you guys?
Yeah.
I don't think Victor left town.
Yes, Alyssa, Finola is probably off on her annual drinking from the Fountain of Youth. Yes.
Is that the truth? Boy, oh boy. Why don't you send me a cup of that stuff? Shoot. And and Finola doesn't look like she's had work done.
I mean, she always comes back looking well rested, which is Hollywood term for maybe a little nip, a little tuck, just here.
I don't think she's had like big work done. Has she had Botox? Probably. Has she had some filler right here? Probably. Because that's what was missing when she came back last time.
Finola does look great. She really does. And Ma spoke to it. And if you go back to our reaction videos for our convention days, Ma was like you had like a little crush on Finola Hughes and talked about
Oh
how
my
sexy she
God.
was. And
Finola is just so sexy, you guys. Everything about her is sexy. The way, I mean, she just moves like a dancer
yeah, well,
all
she is
the
one.
time. She's just, I mean, just the way she like even moves her hand. It's just so, oh my gosh, she's just
She's so
so
poised.
so poised, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just, she was just, it's like God dipped her in the sexy bucket.
She fell out of the beautiful tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Yeah, she did, man. Woo!
She is a dancer. Herman wants you to know, Ma, and I know that you know this. I know that you know this, okay? She is
What's
a
that?
dancer, and she was in Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta, which isn't true.
Yes,
It's not true.
she was a dancer. She
Oh,
is
she
a
was.
dancer.
But
Yeah.
I don't think she was in Saturday Night Fever. Wasn't she in the sequel?
Yes, she was in the sequel. Well, you know what's interesting about that? Okay, so she was the love interest in Saturday Night Fever 2.
Yeah. What is it? Well, I don't know the name of it, but it was a Bee Gee lyric, I think was the name of the movie.
Still Staying Alive or something.
Yeah, Staying Alive. There we go. Chandra, thank you.
And the first love interest on the first movie that he has his big dance scene with and everything for the contest, that's Tara from All My Children.
Oh, really?
A big character on All My Children. That's Tara. And then she's a big character on there for years. She was Tara.
Oh,
On
man.
All My
Soaps
Children.
just,
And then the second one is Finola Hughes.
they just marry each other. Soaps just marry Hollywood with one another all the time. Oh, gosh. Happy Sunday, Creative Christy. Welcome. I'm glad you're able to make it to the show today. Can we please talk about Harmony? Evelyn, we talked about Harmony to death.
Well, what else do you want to talk about, you guys? What do you want? What do you want us?
Hey, to
what
Evelyn,
do
if there's
you
something
want
about Harmony we didn't mention, let me know. Let me know. I want to talk about it. The powers that be are ruining Anna. I don't know. We've commented on the past that Anna was not as smart during the Peter stuff as she has been in the past. But we were able to explain that away with her really, 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 really not wanting to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah. She did make some errors when it came to Peter, but I think she just desperately didn't want to be right, like you said.
Yeah, she did not want Peter to be Peter, and that was all. It was just, it
She
was
wanted
pulling
Peter
at
to
her
be
60-year-old
Peter.
mama heart.
Yeah, she did not want him. She did want him to be Peter.
Yeah.
What she didn't want him to be was Heinrich.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. But we can't talk about Peter for too long, otherwise people are going to turn on us. Let's see. Marshall is out of town. Marshall said, "How dare you find out what is not the full truth about my past? I'm leaving."
Yeah.
So Marshall's out of here for now. He'll be back. I don't know what's going to bring him back, but he'll be back. I guess the truth. Okay, so this ain't the full story, folks. I was in a protest. I was sent away from my mental health, and so I left the family for the last 40 years. That is not the actual answer.
No.
But it is a portion of the truth, and that scared the hell out of Marshall.
Yes.
So there's still a lot more story here that we aren't getting.
Oh, I think there's
And
more
I know
story.
people are going to whine about it, but it is what it is.
I think there's more story there too. I do.
Yeah.
Because if there wasn't any more story to it than that, there'd be no reason for all the evasion.
Exactly. If it was that simple, there would be no reason for all of this. So yeah, so that is, he was arrested and put into this mental institution, and then something happened.
Right.
Maybe he was associated with Ryan. I don't know. Marshall was a danger to the kids, maybe, but that doesn't really explain all this time and all of this hidden stuff.
Maybe when he was going through an episode, he killed somebody.
Maybe
Something like that.
Maybe he killed the hitman of a mobster and had to actually really be on the run all this time and doesn't want to say so because of Curtis's potential ties to Ms. Wu and Sonny and da-da-da-da. I don't know. I don't know. But he did thank you for the reminder, Chandra. He gave TJ his clarinet. So I'm looking forward to TJ learning how to play a clarinet, and in 6 months having a little TJ plays the clarinet moment. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be cool too. And I thought it was very touching that he gave it to him.
Yeah.
He gave something to him that was so personal to him.
Marshall genuinely just wanted to come home and be a grandpa.
Yeah. But you can't come back to town after 40 years and not expect somebody to want some kind of friggin' answer.
I made a mistake. The mistake was I thought I'd be able to come here and just pick up like nothing happened.
Well, that's foolish.
Well, yeah. But he admitted to it, and then he said, "Screw you, boy, I'm out of here."
Yeah, he did.
You want to see TJ have a doctor story? He lives a doctor story. He's been in a doctor story for the last 8 years.
Like a real doctor. She's talking about like a real, like, a specific
like
doctor story. Yeah.
like TJ has to, I don't know. See, that's hard when you're a GP, man. Because Finn has that virology thing, and you've got like obstetricians who get to do baby stories, and you got like oncologists who get to do the lung cancer story. But when you're GP, you're like, hey, yeah, let me check it out. Oh yeah, your arm's broken.
But the good news is, in General Hospital, you can become a specialist in 2 or 3 months.
Well, there you go. Right? There you go. But if he has mental health issues, he probably thought he could come back. He's crazy, so he thought it'd work out. That's interesting. Stella knows all the answers, and that is the truth, Ethel.
Oh,
Stella has all the answers.
She does have all the answers. She does. She does have all the answers. She knows it all.
I'm sorry, Ma. I just remembered on the convention, you know how we didn't get to see the dressing rooms? But in the dressing rooms, there was also the call sheet was hung up, and that's where this whole Rory stuff really started to kick off. Is because somebody snapped a picture of the call sheet and saw that TJ, Dante, and Rory were all in a scene together on a call sheet in the same day. And you know what we got this week, Ma?
We got the scene. We did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just more evidence that they were filming this week, last week, when we were there.
Yeah,
so we all know. So now we all know that they basically have so we were there.
About 4 weeks.
Yeah, they got about a month in the can.
Yeah, that's really cool. You're welcome to Hemlin. We try our best to talk about all of the stories that are featured on General Hospital every week, but that's why our show's an hour and a half long. It's because there really is a lot to talk about. Maybe recast TJ.
Well, that's been done once.
What do you mean recast TJ?
Now, the Matthew would not want that, you guys.
What do you mean recast TJ? Herman? Huh? I need you to explain exactly what you mean by recast TJ. Okay? You got a problem with Taj Bello? I paid that man $25 for an autograph, okay? I've got a huge poster of that man that I accidentally left with my mom, and she's got it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, here's the story. So they were at the convention. They were doing. I'm sorry.
He's your GH crush.
He is my GH crush. He's right. Where is he? Oh no, is he not on my? Oh, there he is, right next to Granny. There you go. Hi, TJ. Okay, so. While we were at the convention, they were doing an auction for these giant posters, and it was just all kinds of. They had Michael, they had TJ, they had Sonny, they had Laura, they had all kinds of different people. Everybody that was there, It's so funny how I refer to Carly as Carly or Carly as Laura. It's the same thing. It's ridiculous how I can call them both the same. Anyway, so they had all these giant posters, very similar to these, Tristan Rogers and all that, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And so they were doing an auction, and and they'd be like, who wants the one of Julian Jerome, right? And people go $5, $10, $8, da 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 da, and people were buying $50 here, $75 there, $200 for the one that had all of the actors on it, and then they pull out Taj Bello, TJ. All right, folks, we're starting to bid at $5.
Yeah.
And then I bid $5 and nobody bid after that. And so I wound up getting this giant poster TJ for $5 because nobody wanted it. And I felt that. So I bought it. And then he signed it and I felt really special because I got to meet Taj Bello and he signed 2 things and we had a chat and a conversation. And I told him how much I appreciated him. I told him how much I enjoyed his work on General Hospital. I told him I was looking forward to great things happening between TJ and Molly. And he said, you know what? Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate you saying all that. You know why? People don't say nice things to him.
It does appear that way, that people don't say nice to him. And I don't understand that, honestly. I don't get it. Why wouldn't they say nice things to him?
Well,
and he's very personable and very kind.
He is. Well, Herman says, hi, Matt. Yes, I think the current actor sucks. Sorry. And people just feel like that's okay to actually say to the person. Now, I understand, Herman, you're not saying that to him. And if he was in the room, you'd probably say, thank you very much for the contributions that you make to my TV program. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know.
Well,
it's just tough. It's tough for me to swallow. I personally enjoy him.
Let me ask him, though. Hernan, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you want old TJ back? Did you enjoy old TJ more?
Taquan.
Or do you just want a whole different person?
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know. Because I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong, Herman. You can have your own opinion. You can like somebody, you can dislike somebody. As much as you want every day of the week. And I can't tell you no.
Sure.
But I can tell you that I disagree.
Yeah.
Love Lissa wants to know, how much groveling do you think Nina's going to do once she finds out Weeping Willow is her daughter? None.
You don't think so?
None. No.
I think, well, Willow is one of her least favorite people.
And has been since they met.
Has been since she was Charlotte's first grade teacher. Right?
Yeah. All right, folks, get off of Taj Bellows' booty, okay? All right, folks, he hasn't even had a chance, okay? You say he's a bad actor? Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I can tell you that they haven't really put any deep scenes in front of him for him to show you what he's got. So.
Well, you know what? Inga didn't show us her real chops till last week.
It's true.
Man, she was convincing.
To end it up, Herman did prefer Taquan Richardson, Taquan something. He had so much more charisma, and the current actor is adorable, but he does come across as simple and not very engaging. He's been given simple stuff and not engaging stuff. Honestly, like the biggest piece of meat that he would have had to chew on would have been the aftermath of getting kidnapped by Cyrus, but they took a lot of that away.
Yeah. When he got thrown in front of the hospital, all beat to hell, huh?
Right. Thrown in front of the hospital and all of that. And like, I really think that his confrontation that he had with Jordan at Christmas or New Year's or whatever it was, right after that happened, I thought that was really good. I see what you're saying there, Lissa. You want to see TJ's bedside manner. I know what you're talking about right there. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, they need to do one or two things.
Yeah,
they need to really spend some time giving Molly and TJ a story together, or they just split the two of them up.
Yes. Yeah. I'm with it.
And I don't understand why they're not, since they gave since Taj got a contract, right?
Right. Herman, listen to Chandra in the chat here. Let's just jump off of the attacks against the talent of the actor, and just we'll move on to something else. I think is probably the best move. This isn't a place where we necessarily sit here and criticize the things that we don't like. Of course, nothing is perfect. Of course, there are people that bring it and don't. Of course, I've got a thought and an opinion on new Alexis, the temporary Alexis replacement. Of course, I wish Nancy Lee Grahn was a part of that. Of course, I found the moment to be less than because of what the actress was bringing into it, because she has no real connection to this years-long story that she was in the climax.
Right.
Of course, I have opinions on that, but I'm not going to use my time on the show to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about it a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so Alexis, the temporary replacement for, it's very, very, very unfortunate, the timing of this. The timing of Nancy going for her surgery and story being told. It's really, the timing's just so bad. I felt bad for Nancy that she didn't get to play those scenes. I think that, I'm sure she was disappointed she didn't get to play those scenes. I thought the replacement, considering what was on the plate for her, I mean, she knew this was climactic part of the story. I thought she did an okay job with that. I do. I thought she really tried to mimic Nancy.
Yeah.
She didn't try to make that character her own at all. She really tried to mimic Nancy, and they tried to even make her kind of look like her a little bit, as much as they could, with hairstyle and whatnot.
Yeah.
They did. There's no way. I mean, you could be like the best actress in the whole dang world. People still would have wanted to see Nancy.
Yeah.
Because of the meat of the story at the time. Now, if it was when she was back in prison, just feeling sorry for herself, and it was a replacement then, nobody would have cared. Because it was, the story wasn't climaxing, basically.
Yeah. I mean, she was fine. It wasn't anything that she did not bring. She definitely brought what she could to it. The main thing was just a disconnect from the material. Yeah. She wasn't there for the whole thing, and I really honestly think that the reason why Carly actually wound up kind of being involved in this is because Nancy Lee Grahn wasn't available, and you had Harmony, which people are still getting to know. Mm-hmm. New Alexis in this big epic climax confrontation where you don't have your star of that story available. Right. Well, you need the fans to be able to connect with this, and people connect visually with their characters more than the fact that I understand this is Alexis. If it's not Nancy Lee Grahn, you can see, oh yeah, this is supposed to be Alexis, but you don't get that same Alexis feeling out of it.
Right.
So you put somebody in there that people know, somebody who is definitely available, because Laura Wright is always available because she has so many promised dates. And that's another thing as well. I have no idea how many days Laura Wright has been promised, but if you have been promised 250 out of 365 days, you're gonna be in a lot of stories because you simply have to be on the show.
Now, I think them choosing Laura, Carly, to be part of this story and be, with Harmony, drugging her and kidnapping her and all that stuff, and everything happening on the bluff together. I think that them choosing her was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because she has a connection with WIllow.
Yeah. Yeah. That works too.
The rest, the story going on, this week with going in the chapel, that's how they ended on Friday, where she was going to tell her something. There's just so much more connection to WIllow. And I think we needed a character with some connection to WIllow for this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, if Nancy would have been available, I would have loved for that person that got injected and kidnapped and to be Sam.
Right? Yeah.
I would have loved that.
I honestly, sincerely do think that because Nancy Lee wasn't available, that's why they went with Laura Wright, because they wanted to get some recognizability in there. And as nice as it would have been to have Sam involved, what's she doing? She ain't doing nothing. Like, I don't know. I don't feel as though that necessarily fits as well as people want it to. How does that serve Sam? How does that help Sam's story? You know what I mean?
But she's a PI, so maybe, she'd have kind of figured something out somehow or something. And then Nancy would have been maybe a little more courageous and ferocious if it was her daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They could have missed the mark on that. But like I said, there are lots of considerations going into the production of a soap opera, more than what do we think we want to see. There's deals and money and promises and all kinds of stuff that are involved in this. And people got opinions over things that they like. Herman, thank you very much for contributing in the chat. I definitely don't want you to feel like you can't contribute. I just want you to let you know, time and space, that's the main thing. But on top of that too, we've got writing, we've got producers, we've got editing, we've got all kinds of stuff that is also in between the actor's performance and what actually gets broadcast, So
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot that goes into a soap opera, and so much works and stuff doesn't. And sometimes when you're working at breakneck speed like this, you just gotta go with what you think is gonna work and hope for the best. And I think that's what we got here with this whole Carly inclusion into the harmony thing. Is they put in something that they hoped was going to work and was hoping out for the best.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Plus, now we get to have Carly. Now we get to have Willow kind of being like Mama Carly or Mama Nina to a degree, you know, because now Carly can really like rally behind Willow in this whole situation and become a mother figure, so to speak.
Yeah.
That pulls Willow in one direction that is away from Nina. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say by that?
Yeah. But look, yeah, and you look at the contrast between the twins. Nell and Willow are twins.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're fraternals, but they're twins.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! How could any two people turn out so different?
Right.
I mean, of course, they didn't grow up together in any of that either. But I mean, Willow's like a little saint.
Okay, but oh my gosh, when was the last time we had good twin, evil twin? Like, my goodness.
Ryan and Kevin.
Oh, come on. I mean, that was forever ago. I mean, yes, they are still around. But when it comes to new twins, we haven't had a good twin, evil twin in a long time.
I know. Too bad Chloe Linnier's not still on.
And too bad they ain't identical.
Crawl up the cliff.
Nina was mad that Carly didn't tell her that Nell was hers. Now she won't tell her about Willow. You didn't tell me about Sunny, so I'm not going to tell you about Willow. Well, I didn't tell you about Willow.
But Carly currently does not know.
No, Carly has not been able to put all of that together yet. What if Esme is somehow Harmony's birth daughter? I don't think Harmony ever had any kids, which is why she stole one to begin with. But that would be wild. Wilder things have happened on soap operas. That makes Willow Obrecht's niece? That does make Willow Obrecht's niece.
Yes, she does. Oh
my gosh. And then that also makes her Britta's cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. And yes. I saw in the chat earlier, Michael did sleep with all three of those sisters. Yes. And 2 out of 3 of them are dead now.
Because he got the death D, you know that. He didn't get rid of his death D. He didn't like to get a new D.
Another question, who is the father of both Nell and Willow? As it stands right now, their father is Silas Clay. As it stands right now.
Yes, Silas Clay looking a whole lot like Finn.
And yeah, Harmony didn't steal a baby. You're right, Daisy. She was given a baby by Madeline Reeves. Yeah, so Silas Clay is the daddy to Nell, Willow, and Kiki.
Yeah, unless they decide he's not.
Unless they decided he's not. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Daisy, I want to read that again. Harmony didn't steal a baby. She was given a baby. And I think that's a really important distinction. She was given a baby.
True, because she really didn't commit a crime then.
I mean, she did because she received a stolen baby. But,
well, yeah.
And she knew it was stolen. And it was definitely an accessory too. But she didn't.
Yes, and she knew it was stolen because they told us that she moved around so much.
Yeah, right.
Well, she's moving around so much where she wouldn't get caught.
Exactly, and that's when she started to join all of those like communes and this, that, or the other thing was to stay off of the government radar, so people wouldn't be able to determine that she had stolen the baby.
And chances are her husband was in on the whole thing. Probably was starting to feel some kind of remorse.
Yeah.
And was thinking about blowing the cover. Harmony killed him.
Yeah, absolutely. So the daddy was going to be like, I don't know if we can keep on doing this, honey. Drug to the neck.
And that was Harmony's secret to Shiloh. Had to be.
I've got the drug cups. I got the pledges. We're gonna take him down.
Yes, that was her pledge. And that was part of the reason why she was so controlled by Shiloh.
Oh my God, Ma. You are brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Right? It had to be the pledge.
It has to have been. It has to have been, and that's why she became his number one dude. He probably went to great lengths to keep this from her. Maybe that's why she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna drug my daughter and give her to you." My goodness gracious, mother! You're brilliant.
That was the controlling factor.
Oh my gosh, Chandra wants you to drop the mic. Very nice. Oh my God. I don't know if I can top that. I don't know if we can top that. That might have to be the elevator getting back on statement this week here on the 10th floor.
All right, you guys, is there anything we didn't talk about that we didn't talk about. I loved Ava and Nicholas's scenes on Friday.
Oh yeah, they're good stuff. Ava and Nicholas.
That was
Because I
good
love
stuff.
you. Because I love you. But I can't bone you. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We can't just fall in bed together. Distract ourselves with sex. So he basically.
And it was very interesting, the dialogue for me too. Okay, back a decade ago, or maybe even less than that, they never just said we can't have sex. It was always, we cannot make love. We can't do this. We can't make love every time. We can't make love. That's what soap operas used to always say. They didn't say sex.
Well,
they always said make love.
Well,
true.
I mean, I guess, yes, but maybe it's 2022 now, and you can just say the sex word a little more often. I don't know.
Maybe now, huh?
We can't distract ourselves with love making. We've got work to do. But basically, that's just going to make Nicholas too HORNY for his own good, and he's going to wind up falling for some feminine wiles from Miss Esme before she leaves.
Oh, Esme's gonna bed him hard.
He takes his hand. It's like, touch my face, Daddy.
Yeah. It's creepy. Creepy.
Sandy Moon is glad that Laura walked in on Esme and Nicholas. You're right. Who knows where that would have gone if Laura wasn't like, where? What have we got here? Get the hell out, Esme.
And Laura has figured out, Esme, that she's trying to bet her son. She knows it already.
Yeah, so people were worried that Esme was pulling the wool over Laura's eyes a couple of weeks ago because Laura was being really nice to her. No, Laura has been playing Esme longer than Spencer and Nicholas have.
She sure has. She sure has. The reason why, Laura is a sympathetic person, and she is the person that you can, just bleed your heart with. Yeah. She is. Yeah. However, sometimes she's using that as a way to give him information.
Yeah.
And she's been around the block a couple of times. She's figured out that little Esme.
Nicholas better have more brains than that. Yeah, Nicholas does have more brains than that. And also, Esme is being pretty obvious. So here's the thing about Esme.
What's going to wind up getting Nicholas is he's going to be mad as hell at Ava for something.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll serve him papers after all.
Mm-hmm.
They did talk about a divorce on Friday.
Yeah.
So maybe that, and then maybe he's going to have a little bit too much to drink as well.
Have himself a Sonny Corinthos moment.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's entirely possible that all that's going to go around. I don't think anybody really wants Nicholas with Esme, and I don't think a romance is in the cards for these two people. No, sleeping together absolutely is in the cards. But back to the point of Esme being obvious and Nicholas better have more brains than that. I think that we've been talking about it on the 10th floor for a really long time, that Esme is bad at this.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been thrown into jail yet because they're still telling the story. But part of the story is Esme is not good at this.
No, she gets caught. Her plans fall through a lot.
All the time. All of her plans fall through. She was caught for the car fire. The Sonny thing immediately blew up in her face when it came to Nicholas and Ava leaving with Avery. Then Sonny, and then this most recent thing has being pulled into Sonny's entire room to be freaked the F out over. And if it wasn't for Nicholas being, oh my God, help me, like that, who knows what direction those things would have gone in. Esme's not good at this.
No, Esme isn't good at this. She isn't.
So everybody keep that in mind.
So, I was surprised that that her whole the sex tape thing, most of her things fall apart faster than this. And this hasn't fallen apart yet.
Not yet. But Trina's not
But
in
it
jail.
will.
Trina's not currently actively in prison. Nobody believes it was actually her.
Yeah,
Not even the police.
No, but I do think that Trina will wind up having a court appearance, though.
Oh, 1,000%. And, maybe they'll set it up so Esme needs to take the stand, and then Scotty Baldwin will Baldwin her into having to tell the truth. I don't know exactly how all of that'll work out.
Baldwin her into. I think Nicholas is going to have a weak moment. He's going to be thinking with his,
with his little Cassadine.
Yeah, he's going to be thinking with his little Cassadine at the time. Yes, he will.
Yeah. New Trina's hilarious. She, with her eye rolling and smirking, she is pretty good. I really enjoy New Trina.
Yeah.
And then something that Creative Christie wants to talk about is the fact that Chase really wants to make out with Brooklyn and nobody's letting him.
I know. Their lips are like this close all the time.
Oh, so close. So Margda, yes, Ava had a sweet moment with Finn and Violet. Yes, wonderful. Getting the nails done. 2 thumbs up to Finn and Ava. But
Matthew, your favorite character's on the flip on Friday. One of your favorite characters was on the flip on Friday.
Oh, I missed it.
Gladys was on the flip.
They put Gladys on the flip. Oh, yeah, that's so exciting.
On the flip on Friday.
Good job, Gladys. I'm proud of you, Gladys, for making it on the flip. So Chase really wants to kiss Brooklyn. Brooklyn really wants to kiss Chase, and nobody's letting them. Like Leo's not letting them, and Michael's not letting them, and just fate is getting in the way.
But we're gonna see when they finally do let them have a kiss, and it's gonna be way beyond just a kiss. The audience is gonna be happy about it.
They're teasing you. They're like, oh no, we know you want it. Oh no, we know you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we do finally see it, it's going to be very gratifying. It
is. Like even that random kiss in the hospital that one time a couple weeks ago, that was super gratifying. We're going to get another one of those. Just give it a little bit of time. But what they showed us with those moments is we have definitely moved on from will they or won't they to when are they.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I don't think it's very far off.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Especially since like they're actively now like. They are more childish than Joss and Cameron. Maybe they're just young in love and having a good time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe there's like okay, so what they have there, okay. See, this is tough because I don't know what your guys' personal lives are, the relationships that you've had in your life and the romances that you've had to go through. But there are certain people that are drawn together magnetically and have this passion and compassion for each other and just this want to just rip each other's clothes off at all moments. But what they also have is a really strong friendship, one that they rely on to get them through their biggest troubles, and one that won't last if the romance dies.
And they had such a good time playing family, didn't they?
They did. So honestly, truly, it is a huge risk to date one of your closest friends, because if the romance doesn't work, the likelihood of that good friendship continuing is reduced. It's not down to 0. It happened. You can still maintain it, especially on a TV show. But while you people are demanding reality from this program, they're going to give you reality where dating your best friend is scary as hell. And as much as you might want it in your heart, actually being able to pull that trigger is hard to do, which is what Chase and Brooklyn are doing.
Because I think people, if the friendship is super, super, super important to you, you don't want to compromise that. You don't want to see that go away.
Right.
You're afraid that's going to go away.
Yeah. Now they've moved past that worry, and they're going to be following their hearts, folks. Give it a little bit of time.
Yes, they are. They're going to follow their hearts or something else.
Yeah. And then Creative Christie, comes at it from a soap perspective. They're dragging it out because they're preparing them to be a long-term, probably super couple. And honestly, with the amount of people that are passionate over this, I'm for it. I'm for 2 years of Brooklyn and Chase. And maybe fluttering in and out of their lives for the next 20.
Oh, yeah, and I think I want them to have a baby.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the way? It like, with you start with, man, I miss... You, I did the formula, you made the coffee, what a life we had. If you start the romance story with that, that's how you end the romance story. It's because they've had a baby and now you're making the formula. I'm doing the coffee. And you can make a reference to this moment that we had 2 years ago in this moment now, where we're like, hey, we're back. We're doing it.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, Daisy. In a couple of years. Not right now.
No, not right now, but they are going to fall in bed, I think, in the month of May. They feel
May sweeps, huh? May sweeps.
Maybe May sweeps.
Gosh, I thought it was sweeps last week, man. It was just the amount of action that happened.
I know. There was a lot packed in there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, all the harmony stuff was off the chain, man.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, definitely Challen is setting up for marriage and a baby of their own in the future, 12, 13, 15, 16 months from now. We're not getting any pregnancy storylines anytime soon. Chandra would rather see a slow burn with Chase and BLK. Here's the thing, you guys, if you light something and it flashes into hot fire immediately, it is a short life for that flame. Just think about camping, Your kindling goes up immediately because it burns bright and hot and quick. Once you throw that log on there and it slowly burns, you get a lot more heat, you get a lot more comfort, you get a lot more story from those flames when they're low and hot rather than bright and quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice analogy, Matt.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, since we've been doing this for an hour and 45 minutes this week, I think it's time to let these people go back to their lives.
We're supposed to go to Costco this afternoon, so maybe we ought to get on the elevator.
All right, so you get on the elevator, and while we're going down on the elevator, we got to talk about how we're going to be on next Wednesday rather than the next Sunday because of Mother's Day, and you're going to be busy. So join us midweek Wednesday at about 7 p.m. right here live on YouTube, and we're gonna do what we can from GH with what we've seen of next week. We're going to speculate the future.
Sure, we'll make sure we watch all 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what? There's been so much content last week. Hopefully this coming week, there's tons and tons of content too. So there'll be plenty for us to talk about.
At the very least, we're going to be able to talk about Carly and Willow's conversation about what went on. We're going to be able to talk about what happened next with Harmony. I'm sure there's going to be sprinkled little things here and there when it comes to just little story, especially Sasha, Brando, Gladys. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stuff to do. But join us next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, not next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday.
What time are we doing that, Matt? What time are we doing?
7 p.m. Pacific time. So join us Wednesday, May 4th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our next 10th Floor GH podcast. We're going to celebrate Mother's Day. And then on Sunday at 11 a.m., I'm probably going to just come on for a few minutes just to keep momentum. But it might just be me because Ma's going to be busy, celebrating being a mother.
I don't really think I'll be back home yet at 11 o'clock on Sunday. I'm going camping.
Yeah.
I'm going Mother's Day camping. I don't think I'm going to be back home by 11.
Well, then. So join me in the chat. We'll talk about the rest of the week, and who knows, maybe I'll be able to grab somebody by their shirt collar and have them join me. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out in the next week. But for now, Wednesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, folks. Star Wars Day itself. Okay?
Yeah.
Join us 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
So with that, I'm getting on the elevator. Matt and Kat will be back with the chat next Wednesday. And we're going to go back down to the first floor, get the heck out of this hospital, get into our cars in the parking garage. And since Victor Cassadine is nowhere to be found, it's going to be a safe trip home. So go ahead and tune your radio to previous episodes of the 10th Floor. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a follow on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you right here next time on the 10th Floor.